I think I just got the notification. That's a great thumbnail. Is that really okay? Is that really
to come up with like?
Is that really the best quality? Is that always the quality that we have had?
Yeah, our video quality is crap. My webcam is like 20 years old.
I still record at 1080p though. Like, have you seen my latest video? Like, it looks pretty good. Oh my goodness, I can't type. Why do I have caps on? Save. Heat. Now it looks good. Okay.
You ready?
Yep. So what are we gonna talk about?
I don't know. Freestyle episode.
Oh no. That doesn't sound good.
Microphone test 1 2 1 2.
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 That's good right there, good?
Yeah.
See, we need a better setup for this.
Yeah. It's a lot easier when it's just one person right there.
Alright, whatever. Let's see what happens. You ready?
Yup.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Howdy Radio, the Next Generation, episode 46. I'm Brandon.
I'm Lane.
And we have no idea what we're going to talk about on this episode. We're going into it completely freestyle. However, if you're watching us on the YouTube right now, we look cooler than we ever have before, maybe-ish.
Yeah, kind of.
We got our green screen rocking behind us, with just some little weird background thing going on. Nothing special yet.
Yeah.
We're going to get there. This is kind of our first try of kind of using our new gear and figuring out what we want to do, and if it works, good. So we literally have no plan of what to talk about. So let's see. And I don't want to make it a video game wrestling episode. I'd like to talk about something different.
That's all that we do anymore. It's just wrestling, video game music.
I know. That's why it's getting stale. So we got to come up with something else here.
And we're coming up on 50, so we can't not have an idea for 50.
Yeah.
We got to have some sort of idea for that.
We ended last episode kind of talking about what the future of Howdy Radio may be, and we want to come up with something new, but we don't know. We're not really having any ideas so far, but we want to use the green screen and stuff like that'll make the show look cooler and be more interactive or something maybe, but I don't know. Like, I don't want it to just be talking about video games and wrestling and stuff. So, I don't know. I'm having a hard time coming up with something. Have you come up with any ideas?
I haven't come up with any. I've really been doing my own thing with my own channel and that kind of stuff for the past couple weeks.
All right, well, fine.
Since last time.
Then I guess we'll just not be podcast friends anymore.
Sure.
Because guess what? I've been doing another podcast also.
A better one? Did you say a better podcast?
As of right now, yes. I think the Unknown Music podcast is better than Howdy Radio
Yes.
The Next Generation is. Because right now we're sitting here like, I don't know. But over on the Unknown Music podcast, we're like,
But we've also
Rocking
talked
it.
about so much stuff.
I know. We're
and
on
you guys
episode
have one band a week.
We're on episode 46 of this show, and we're on episode 3 of the
Yeah.
Unknown Music podcast. But if you have not checked out, me and Taggart started up a new show a couple weeks ago. Our first episode was the Nirvana episode. Second episode was the Alice in Chains episode. And the newest episode, which I think is the best one yet, is the Metallica episode. We've been having a lot of fun with this new podcast. It's pretty cool. So check that out if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Go to howdyinc.com or go to theunknownpod.com.
Yeah.
If you're subscribed to the Unknown podcast, then you're also subscribed to the Unknown Music podcast
Yes.
as of right now. So
It's the Unknown Family.
yes. So just throwing that out there real quick. Might
Yeah.
as well plug the other show.
Yeah, you gotta plug the other show when you don't have anything to talk about on this show.
That's right. Let's see. School year's almost over. How's that going?
It's good. It's gonna be hard because our band director that's been in the program for like 9 years or something like that is leaving this year and going to be the choir director. So that's kind of sad. And
I guess you'll have to hang up your trumpet and start singing.
Nah.
Yeah, that is. That's a bummer. He won't be around for Tyler's senior year, which is, I feel really bad for Tyler for that because everybody really likes this guy a whole lot. He's a really great music director for sure. So that sucks that he won't be around for next year.
But it's not that he won't be around. He's literally on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
That's really all he is.
But that's completely different, though.
Yeah.
He won't be there for band camp,
Yeah.
telling people what
Well,
to do.
he probably will still
You're right.
help a band camp, but he won't be the main director
Yeah.
actually doing stuff for
Yeah.
marching band.
So Tyler's getting ready to start his senior year, so that means he's already like getting into the mode of this is the last time that this will happen. This is the last time that this will happen. And this past week they had a band performance, and that was really the last performance that they had with this guy. So that is a bummer. What else? How was your school year this year? I mean, it's pretty much done.
It was
at this
fun.
point. You did well this year.
I did.
Mostly A's and B's all year, right?
Yeah.
What was your favorite class this year?
Probably social studies because we talked about actually good topics, and that's like the only class I'm actually good in.
Well, if you're getting all A's and B's, it sounds like you're pretty good in most classes. Then.
That's like it was always like the easiest A, like
Okay.
always.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So next year will be 8th grade for you. Are you excited? Nervous? Don't care?
I'm really
just another
excited
grade.
because like all the teachers next year are really freaking cool. So
That's
and all of them have the same interests as me. They all like love wrestling. They all love video games. It's really cool.
Right on. What else, man? Now you come up with something. I was like, what's going on in school? So now you come up with something.
What? I don't even know. What have you been doing, just overall?
Well, overall, what I've been doing is going to work and napping.
Yeah. Well, didn't you do something last night with Lee?
Oh, yeah. Nice job on that one. Me and my buddy Lee went to see Buckethead last night here at Bogart's in Cincinnati. That was awesome. If you're not familiar with Buckethead, he's like this crazy guitar player. He's so good. Like, I don't know how his fingers like move and do what they do on his guitar. He's so good. But then you also add in, he uses like all these crazy like special effects and stuff. His like his delay pedal is like constantly turned up to 10, and sometimes I think he's got like 5 delay pedals turned up to 10, and it just sounds super cool. The guy's super talented. It's a fun show. Like, it's just him on stage playing guitar, and there's like a drum track behind him, and he programs the drum track also, so he makes that music as well.
It's funny because
he just gets up there for 2 hours and he just goes nuts. It's super cool.
It's funny because we were just talking about like adding stuff in the background for our stream to make it a little bit more interesting if you're watching the live stream. That would be a perfect time to just put a picture of this guy with a KFC bucket on his head in the background.
Imagine a guy with a white kabuki mask on. You can't see his face, and a big KFC bucket turned upside down on the top of his head. That's what Buckethead looks like if you're not familiar. You're right. That is once we get better at this. Once I get better at OBS, because I don't really know much about it.
Yeah. And I use it every single day to record.
Yeah.
All kinds of things.
So that's we'll have to on a normal episode, we'll go into it like we know this is what we're going to talk about, so we're going to have these visuals prepared. But this episode, we're just kind of going into it, so we'd have to type everything in as we went. But this looks cool. We're like sitting 20 feet back from the computer.
That's the good thing about the arm that we have is that it's able to go super duper far.
Yeah. So I like this. This is cool. One day I want my setup to look as cool as Kyle's setup. I've said that about a billion times, man, but every time I watch, he's got a new show. Let's just plug other people's podcasts further. Just why not? He does a Juggalo podcast now.
What?
Called Deck One Dealt. It's him and his buddy Derek, who was one of the main characters in Ninja Land. They're doing a show together now, and the visual of their show just looks so cool with the desk he's got in front of him and the screen behind him and everything. I've always been jealous of his setup.
Yeah.
I'm tired of talking about it, actually. I need to quit bringing it up. It just makes me want to have it again.
We just don't have a big enough space. Mm-hmm. He uses his whole entire basement,
yeah.
which we do have a bigger basement than him, but our basement is used for more things.
Yeah.
Because we have we have the retro video game room,
and
then we have
areas.
The actual video game room, and then we have this, which is another one of my main video game rooms now. So recording, streaming, editing, everything is what I do over here. For the past couple of weeks, I've just been over here most of the time.
The area that we do this in, it's called the Jam Room, is really the specific name of the little corner of this basement that we're in. I got all my records in here. My guitars are all behind the green screen there, so you can't see them now, but they've been back there for every other shot we've ever done. But this has always been kind of my area, with the exception of Lane coming over here to do Howdy Radio. But now that I've built this PC and put it over here, we built this PC and put it over here, Lane's been over here a lot more. Tyler's been over here some, not as much as Lane. But then they make a mess and they leave Cheetos all over the place.
See, the first time you said something, there was only one other time I left a controller over here. Yeah. And every single time in the last week, I've had a cup over there on a cup holder, and I've put it away the second I'm done. Yeah. Tyler was the Cheetos. I always put away all the controllers, but that's why my headset's always over there and everything. After I'm done with it, I put it away.
All right, keep doing that. Because I've always kept this area... pretty clean. It's not spotless.
You also haven't, besides jamming, you also haven't done a lot of stuff over here besides transferring photos and those kind of things like that.
Plaques. Yeah, I've been transferring photos for what feels like a month now because my iPhone's a piece of garbage. Let's see, what else? I feel like we gotta end this opening segment and transition into the main part of the show,
which is also trying to find out.
But I don't know what we're going to talk about for the main part of the show. We've probably anybody that clicked play on this episode is probably already done with us because they know that we have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Let's come up with some goofy stuff. All right, here I got an idea. Okay. It is actually somewhat video game involved, but it's a completely different way of doing it. So let's do that.
Okay.
I got an idea.
What are we doing?
You gotta wait for it.
Oh no, I'm scared. Whoa. The heck just happened? Do you see that? What? You moved your mouse and everything flashed for a second. I hate when that happens.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Howdy Radio, the next generation.
MP4 anymore because of how much trouble I had with all the stupid files earlier.
All right, you ready?
Sure, since I don't know what we're doing.
All right, I got an idea. I got a couple fun little ideas that we'll do that are it is kind of video game related or whatever, but not really. But kinda, it is for sure.
Okay.
But here's my question to you. We'll both play. We'll both answer this question.
Okay.
If you could live inside of one video game world, what would it be and why? It doesn't have to be one. We got a little while to talk here. Let's talk through this. Where would be what video game world do you think it would be the most fun to live in?
Sunset Overdrive.
Why Sunset Overdrive?
Because it is full of 80s pop culture with huge mutant zombies that drank pop, and that's how they got that way. And have you played Sunset Overdrive?
No.
Have you seen me play Sunset Overdrive?
Wasn't that the one that we got like soon after we got our
Yeah.
Xbox? I saw you play
Yeah.
it. Yeah, when we.
One of my favorite games of all time. And it's such a cool game and just such a cool
So if you
universe as
lived
well.
in that world, what would you be doing?
Killing all the mutants.
Okay, that's the objective
Yeah,
of that game
yeah.
is to kill all the mutants.
Well, you gotta
Okay.
kill all of them and then you gotta like leave.
So, but what happens if you die? Then you're dead.
Yeah.
And then you can't.
Even though usually when you
play
die
anymore.
you respawn and it's really funny because there's like there are multiple different respawn animations. It's like you come out of a coffin like a zombie and it's always kind of funny.
So that
One
was
of
a
them you
quick-
come
that
out of a
was a-
porta potty all wet.
That was a super quick answer. You came up with that one
Yeah,
pretty quick.
I because I feel like I just saw a video on like the best places to live and that was number one. It just reminded me like that would be really freaking cool to live in.
Right on. I would go Shinmu. I love that world that they have on Shinmu 1. And the cool thing is like the main street, Dobuito Street on Shinmu is a real thing, and it's like modeled after a real street. So every once in a while, like you'll get a Shinmu fan that goes to Japan and like records themselves walking down Dobuito Street. I just watched one a couple days ago, and I never get tired of seeing videos like that. It's so cool to see the real life
like how
equivalent
close
of
it is to it.
Yeah. And then there's always like right at the corner where it turns right a little bit. That's where you stand there and do the little Tom dance.
My
and
God.
That's what that. Everybody
Why do you
does.
like Tom so much?
How can you not like Tom so much?
I don't have any problem with the rest of the game, but Tom is like my least favorite character. He's just so stupid.
He is so stupid. But
He's so dumb.
by the time you beat the game, like you love him.
And if you don't have subtitles, because you always have subtitles on all your games, but I feel like if you had no subtitles, you would not understand what that man is saying.
He's jamming, man. Tom's awesome. Tom is one of the greatest video game characters of all time.
It's so stupid.
So I think Shinmu would be fun. Now, changing that around a little bit, like, so there's a ton of shooting games out there,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't so much exactly want to like insert myself into like a World War II, like,
Yeah,
or
that wouldn't be
or
very
protect
fun.
a hostage on Rainbow Six
Yeah.
or something like that. Like that's too stressful for me.
Yeah,
So let's
exactly.
say this: let's take a game that has maps like that, like Call of Duty or something, and you and all of your friends are going to get together and you're going to go there and have the most epic paintball war of all time. What map would you want to do that on?
Oh, that's really freaking
Wouldn't
hard
that be
because
fun?
I know a lot of freaking maps and games.
I know, but if you had to just pick one, like where would you and all your buddies go with paintball guns and just shoot each other up all day?
Probably the Black Ops 4 Blackout map, Alcatraz, which is based off the prison
Okay.
Alcatraz, like, because it's super duper close quarters and there's like abandoned prisons everywhere.
Okay.
It's just so creepy but so cool at the same time.
So that would be fun to take all
Yeah.
your buddies and
Or like Nuketown in like
Nuketown would be a good
BO1
one.
because it's close quarters and
Yeah.
I like the close quarters stuff. I don't like having to look
Yeah.
for people.
Nuketown is like so iconic. It'd be cool to like walk into a real
And
life.
they've
I
made
think they have
some.
made a
They-
real life
yeah, they've
version
made a
of it.
couple
Yeah.
real life versions, like the actual people have, and it's so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Like they even have the population thing go all the way down, like at the end. It's
Gotcha.
really cool.
My answer for me and my friends playing paintball would be the Streets map from the Rainbow Six game series. It's been on a couple different.
What has it been?
Games.
Was it on the latest one? On Siege?
No, it's not on Siege.
I was gonna say.
It started off on Rainbow Six 3, which is where I started off playing, and then it was a bonus map on Vegas 1 and 2.
What was the one that we always play on Vegas 2?
That'd be a good one too. Is it the Villa or something like that, where you walk up those stairs?
Yeah.
There's the car in the garage right there.
Yeah, Villa.
Yeah, I'd love to go there too.
Yeah,
That'd
that'd be really cool.
Yep.
Always wait for the guy to pop out.
Yeah. What happened? Oh, is our thing?
Yeah, the
Okay.
thing that looks like we're looking at clouds for an hour.
Okay, so now our
Okay.
background is
Cool.
clouds. Cool. See, that's why it pays to watch us on YouTube, because crazy stuff happens that we don't even know about.
That's funny.
Now there's some super crappy looking pixelated clouds in the background.
And also, you can't really see Howdy Radio up
Oh,
top too
well.
well. It's
It happens.
fine. We don't have control of that at the moment.
Nope. Well, I'm just glad I went on to something else.
Yeah.
All right, so all right, let's keep coming up with stupid questions like this.
Yeah.
If you could hang out with a professional wrestler for one day, which wrestler would you want to hang out with for a day?
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. Why Stone Cold?
Because he's cool and seems like a really cool guy.
Yeah, he does seem like a really nice
Yeah.
guy. He'll stun you though.
That'll Kenny Omega.
Yeah, Kenny be fun.
Because he would whoop me in Street Fighter, but
Yeah.
I think I would be okay with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd love to get beat by Kenny Omega in a game of Street Fighter. That'd be so much fun.
He would use Panda against me in Street Fighter, and I would get demolished.
Yeah. I keep wanting to pick up Street Fighter 5. I keep seeing it on sales on the PlayStation.
I want to try Tekken.
Yeah.
Tekken seems like such a fun game, but also such a hard game.
All right, so you and Steve Austin are hanging out for the day, and you get to plan what you're going to do for the day. So what are you and Stone Cold Steve Austin going to do?
Play the old wrestling games.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'd love to do with him is sit down and do a podcast, because he does.
Oh yeah.
He has a great podcast.
Yeah, he knows how to podcast.
Yeah,
he knows what to talk about.
He has a better background than we do and everything.
He also has a lot more money than we do.
More money. But yeah, I would love to sit down and do an episode, a special edition of the Unknown Wrestling Podcast with Stone Cold Steve Austin. That would be freaking awesome.
But that's like our least viewed one. It's the one with Stone Cold.
Yeah. Sorry, Stone Cold, you didn't get good ratings.
Like he doesn't plug us for like his next episode because he was on ours. So we get like 2 views on ours.
Man, I don't know. I'm not sure what my answer would be there. Because if I can't really go my favorite wrestlers of my childhood, because that would be Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan, he sucks. He's not.
Yeah, he's not a very nice.
He's not a nice guy in the grand scheme of things. And Ric Flair is kind of just an old man pervert. So I don't know if I want to really truly hang out with him for a day either. But oh man, I'm not sure what my answer would be there.
You made a question that you didn't even know you had an answer. You would think that you would know since
what
you
about The Rock? The Rock would be fun to hang out
Yeah.
with. He seems like, super, super nice guy, too.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. He was never my favorite wrestler or anything, but I bet you could get into some fun adventures with The Rock.
He would always tell you to shut up, but wait, what does he say?
Or what about Cactus Jack, Mick Foley? We could throw each other into thumbtacks and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
A skateboard full of thumbtacks.
Oh my god, the skateboard full of thumbtacks. Go look at Joey Janela's picture on Instagram and watch him get a skateboard full of thumbtacks to the back. Some guy, I can't even. I don't even know what happened.
You can't
I don't know.
explain it.
I don't know how.
I want to watch that match.
Yeah,
because if that was one of the things, I want to see how other hardcore things that was in that match.
Yeah, totally. There was a picture. What we're talking about is there's a picture on Instagram that wrestler Joey Janela posted a couple days ago, and he said skateboard with thumbtacks, never again. And it was 3 pictures. The first picture was it looked like a guy ollieing up in the air, which I want to see the match too, because I want to see how this exactly went down. But then the second picture, the dude has landed the skateboard right on top of this other guy's back, and the bottom of the skateboard is covered in thumbtacks. And then the third panel was his back looking, terrible after taking a skateboard full of thumbtacks.
Oh, thank you.
So, that's hardcore wrestling.
But I asked, because you didn't tell me that it was Joey Janela. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that has to be some Japanese stuff. Because I've seen, some, 90s, Japanese, piranha death matches.
Oh, yeah.
That stuff's freaking crazy.
Yep. Yeah, that's...
you can't really fake that kind of stuff. There is some wrestling that you can fake. But that right there, a piranha death match with all piranhas in a cage, and... to win, you have to dunk the opponent in the cage. That you can't fake that.
Those Japanese dudes, they've done some weird stuff.
Yes,
for
they
sure.
have.
Yeah, it was on Pro Wrestling Guerrilla is what company that was with. So hopefully they release that match here soon, because he posted that picture and everybody's gotta see this match.
Yeah.
Any more fun, cool questions we could come up with? If you could live in a movie universe, what or just, it doesn't have to be a universe, it could just be a single movie, it doesn't have to be something so grand like that. What movie world would you want to live in for a day?
Ready Player One.
That'd be cool,
because of the Oasis and everything.
Yeah, all
the virtual reality and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's just virtual reality, as to where you could pick another movie world where it would be quote, real life,
But you don't get to do all that kind of stuff in real life.
I think I'd go Willy Wonka. I want to go visit the chocolate factory.
Do you want to ride? Do you want to ride in the boat?
I want to ride in the creepy boat with the creepy boat song. That's one of the best parts of that movie. Buckethead played a little bit of Pure Imagination last night.
Of course he did.
I know.
Oh, I'm so...
You're
that's such a good song, but
it is.
Since I have watched marching band shows,
you're right.
they have just killed it. And
You're
then they
right.
play it at Parker's. I'm like, we understand.
But
it's
I'm not
a good
tired
song.
of it, though. Like, I like it so much that, like, even
They've
though
played it
all
so
of those...
many times.
Like, I agree, like, marching bands, like, every year there's a marching band that plays it at the competitions and stuff.
And it's the whole entire show.
Yeah.
It's 8.5 minutes of them repeating the song over and over.
But I love that song and I love that movie so much, so I'm not quite as mad about it as you are, it doesn't seem.
It's so annoying.
I wasn't expecting Buckethead to play it, but I was like, the kids did say everybody plays this song now, and they're right, even Buckethead plays it. But it sounded really, really cool.
Yeah.
So Willy Wonka is where I want to live for a day. That'd be fun.
What sports game would you want to live in, and why?
How about we just modify that question a little bit, and if you could be a professional sport athlete, what would you play, as opposed to relating it to a video game sport?
Oh, okay.
Right?
Well, Rocket League is a video game sport. That's what I was trying to go at.
Okay.
Because I would... Who would not want to play soccer with cars?
Yeah, that would be fun. If
You
your
v-
cars could, like, do what the cars do in that
that's why I
game.
said, like, in video
Yeah,
game. Because
okay.
there's
You're
been
right, I
people
gotcha.
who have tried that, and it's just, like, a huge
Yeah.
ball with actual cars.
It's
and
just like a demolition derby,
Yeah.
more so than anything, because
Yeah.
cars can't do what cars do in that game.
Yeah, you never know.
It would for sure be fun to be able to, like,
Yeah.
really play a game of Rocket League in a
Yeah.
car with those physics.
Especially with the like, you think of how you guys play the game. You guys just kind of drive around and everything. You can ride on
Yeah,
walls.
I get it. I'm
But if-
terrible. You're great.
No. But if you watch, like, the pros, and if you think about them trying to do the same things, like, they spin all over the place,
Mhm.
and it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm aware of all of that. That would be a fun one.
Cool.
What else? Keep them coming. Let's keep going.
Um,
If you could hang out with one movie serial killer for one day, who would it be?
without
Like
them killing you?
They're not going. No, you guys are buddies. Like, you
Oh,
guys
okay.
are teaming up. Like, you're teaming up to go kill all the naked teenagers or
Okay.
something. So you're on their side. So who do you team up with? Michael Myers? Do you team up with Jason? Who's going to be your horror BFF to hang out with for a day?
Well, that's hard because, I don't know a lot of them.
Yeah. I mean,
I know, like, the main ones, but
Yeah.
all of them are slow and don't do a lot.
Yeah.
They always, like, yeah, I'm right here, but at one point I will kill you.
Yes, that's how it works.
Besides, like, Michael Myers. Wait, which one's the one that, like, actually runs?
I think they've both ran at one point.
Well, like, they're known for just running. Like,
Texas Chainsaw, Leatherface,
yeah.
he'll run after you.
yeah. But, like...
My answer is Ash from the Evil
Okay,
Dead
okay.
franchise, because I feel like me and him, like, we'd be able to drink some beers together and, like, hang out and, like,
Kill demons.
you're right, kill some deadites and, like, talk about, like, good music from the 70s and stuff. Like, I wouldn't be able to have that experience, like, with Michael Myers. Like, we'd
But
just
I
be
think-
sitting
I
there
think
and, like, he
most
would
of
just
your
turn his
mind-
head and look at me, and I'd be like, can we, like, talk about something?
But I feel like also most of the time would also be killing deadites. So I don't think you'd, like, in the middle of chopping a deadite's head off, you're just like, oh, you like the Bee Gees?
Not the Bee Gees.
That's 70s music, so.
Yeah, but that's not... Me and Ash wouldn't be talking about the Bee Gees.
Okay, I was thinking of a 70s band. That's the first person that...
That was rock and roll in the 70s, too.
I know that those rock and roll in the 70s.
Jeez. So Ash would be my
Okay.
answer to that.
I don't know, because I don't really...
What about Pennywise? You and Pennywise would probably
I
get
don't-
along pretty good. You get to hang out, like, in the sewers together
That's
and, like,
freaking creepy.
and, like, torture little kids.
That's... Okay, this is weird. This got weird quick.
All right.
got really
well, then
weird
you come
really
up with a
quickly.
different one.
I don't know.
If you could hang out with one musician, rock star, singer, whatever.
Logic.
What?
Logic.
Why Logic? What are you and Logic going to do on your hangout day?
Talk about pop culture, just overall. Because we
So
kinda
you're
share
going
the
to
same
sit down with
thing.
Logic and you're going to talk about video games and wrestling and music with
Not,
Logic.
not wrestling.
Is Logic not a wrestling fan?
I don't know, but I don't think he likes wrestling.
Well, then I don't like him.
Okay.
You don't like
you already don't like him.
You don't like wrestling, then I'm
you
just
already
not
don't.
into
Hey,
it.
I got a Rat Pack question on Jeopardy right because of logic.
Well, that's cool.
I didn't even read the first half, but it said Sinatra was a part of this group, and it was Rat Pack.
There you go. All right, so you're hanging out with Logic for the day. I think I'd hang out with... I think me and Eddie Vedder would probably be good buddies hanging out. I think that'd be fun. Or maybe Josh Homme.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Sit there and play some guitar with Josh. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? Who else? If you could hang out with... If you could be a part of an animated TV series, like you're a part of the family or you're a part of the cast or whatever, what cartoon would you be a part of? Obvious answer is The Simpsons.
I thought you were going to say BoJack.
Oh, that'd be... Okay, so obvious answer is The Simpsons, so I'm going to ignore that answer. I'm going to not use that as my answer because, of course, that's the correct answer. But to get a little bit more creative.
Well.
BoJack's a good answer.
Yeah.
Living in Hollywood, hanging out with Todd and Mr. Peanut Butter.
Yeah.
I would love that, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I really don't watch a lot of animated stuff.
What about like Dragon Ball or something, like Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Like that'd be fun to like fly around and do all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. I don't really know. I think BoJack would probably be my answer.
What about like
sounds fun.
SpongeBob, Phineas and Ferb? Like think about those kind of things. Scooby Doo, like that'd be
Phineas
a really
and
good
Ferb, 100%.
Scooby Doo would be a really good one. I'd love to hang out and solve some mysteries with Scooby Doo and the gang. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Be that tag along to the.
Mm-hmm.
I think
like
Phineas
one of
and
the.
Ferb would be mine.
It'd be one of the the episodes from the 70s of the Scooby-Doo movies where like one of them had like Don Knotts, one of them had like Batman or whatever.
Or like the
so it'd be like the Scooby-Doo movie starring the Globetrotters starring Brandon. I'd be the special guest.
I've seen the Batman one way too many times. They freaking meet in like a junkyard.
It's such a good episode. Those Scooby-Doo movies with all those special guests, those were like some of the best cartoons ever. I watched those religiously when I was a kid, like crazy. So,
I still have some of not the newer ones, but just I still have some that like mean a lot to me. Cause I gave some of mine away to one of your friend's kids, but I was like,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna keep some of these. I'm not gonna give them all away because they still have value.
Who was that? Do you remember? Was it David?
I think it might have been.
It might have been David. His kid was super into Scooby Doo. Yeah. Let's see.
That must have been a fun night for him.
If you, if you had to live inside of a store for a week, what store would you live in?
That just reminds me of all the YouTube videos, like staying inside Walmart for 24 hours. OMG, gone wrong. Almost got caught. Like, and they're only in there for like 8 minutes.
Why are you watching that? That sounds stupid.
It's so dumb, but it's like only like an 8-minute long video, and it's obvious because like they say that they like make a 4, and people are like right outside, but it's obvious they were in there for 8 minutes. It's like, oh, you caught me. Oopsies, the police are on the way.
Rick and Morty is coming back in
November.
So that's cool. That'd be a fun world to live in too. Would be the Rick and Morty world, and run around with those guys. You guys suck at checking the chat. Taggart told me 7 minutes ago. Forgot about the chat. So let's do that real quick.
Yeah.
You keep talking, Lane.
Wait, what were we talking about?
I don't know. Come up with
it's
another
right there.
question. Where do I pop it out?
Go up. There. Pop. Oh my God. Look at Lane's hair. Oh, actually, just the latest.
What's up, Taggart? Thanks for hanging out in the chat room.
Smoothie.
That we invited everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, Smoothie's there too.
Yeah, well, he
At least someone is... Now we're just reading all of our comments. That's great podcasting. Smoothie said, looking good. At least someone is podcasting, and you're very...
And then Taggart said, look at Lane's hair. It's flapping in the wind.
I know, Lane. You need a haircut, buddy. But Smoothie, you're right. At least somebody's podcasting, because the people at the Unknown Podcast can't get their crap together to do an
part
episode.
Of that.
However, me and Taggart's rocking the Unknown Music Pod, just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
So everybody's aware of that. I don't know. We haven't been able to get the Unknown Pod guys together here lately.
So what have you been playing lately? Just like
video game wise?
Yeah, what have you been playing?
I played Mortal Kombat there for a little bit, but I really haven't even touched that in a couple weeks now. The other night, I've been playing a lot of Thug Pro on the PC, the Tony Hawk mod. I love that game so much. That's why I got my controller plugged in over here right now.
That's why your controller's over there.
Yeah.
I like that I keep doing this because I'm cold, and you always see Hanzo on the shot. It's funny.
Thug Pro, if you don't know, it's a Tony Hawk Pro Skater mod for Tony Hawk Underground. And so you download Tony Hawk Underground 2 and you install that, and you install this mod over top of it. And it's these dudes, like these fans that have like made this game, and it's like
workshop maps, kind of.
I mean, no, it's basically every Tony Hawk game, like all in one.
Oh,
like it has not all of them, but it has mostly every map from every Tony Hawk. Like you select Tony Hawk 1, and like there's all the maps. Tony Hawk 2, there's all the maps.
Oh.
But the only thing that sucks about it, like, is there isn't the objectives that there is for the old Tony Hawk games, like spell skate, get the hidden tape and stuff. Like, it's not like that. It's all score and points based.
Like, they can't do that.
Yeah,
that's making actual game
correct,
to be able to do that.
Not just providing the map. I totally get why that's not a part of it.
But you're still reliving all of those maps.
Yeah,
and
so and you can
how much points you can
start a 2-minute timer at any point. So like, you know, you're competing against yourself to get a high score in the 2 minutes times. But then there's the whole thing is online too, so you can play Trick Attack or Graffiti or whatever with anybody in the world. And,
so other people will still play it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a hugely populated game, but there's always people on there playing it.
All right.
And you can like just go into a map, and there can be like 8 people in there, and it's just like an open free skate. Or you can do it to where like you all have 2 minutes, and whoever has the biggest score after that. One mode I was playing one day that this guy had set up was like it was a Trick Attack thing, but the timer started and there was only 10 seconds. That's all you had.
So you only had one trick.
You only had one trick, because the way Tony Hawk works, until you land your trick or fall, then your points keep going. So if you start a trick with 1 second left and that trick lasts for 30 seconds, then you're good to go as long as you land it. So this, 10 seconds, it gives you to basically find where you want to start doing your long combo full of tricks. And I'm pretty good at Tony Hawk, but nothing like these people on this game are playing. So like I'll do a trick and it'll last for like 10 or 15 seconds. So I'll be like, oh, that was cool. But then like you get to watch the other people like finish their round, and they're playing for like another 2 minutes and like getting scores that I could never dream of getting.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see. It's really fun to watch somebody be that good.
It's always cool seeing just how, because you always think that you're like, hey, I'm actually pretty decent, and then you see somebody else play the game, and it's just like in any game, you see somebody else play the game.
In my friend circle, and then like once my kids started playing the Tony Hawk games, like that's one of the games that like I am very confident that I can always beat them at. And like Tyler always gets mad because like
he always gets so close.
Yeah, and,
I feel like you guys are always neck and neck every time.
And so I forgot where I was going with this. I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. Cool. So that's a fun game.
Yeah.
What else?
I've been playing a lot of Apex Legends on the PC. Like, which is, I've been playing it on PC, but I cannot play that game on keyboard and mouse. That is such a difficult game to play on keyboard and mouse. So, and I play it on controller, and in the past week I've gotten like 12 wins. So I've been doing actually pretty decent, and all of those wins have been my first game on.
Gotcha.
Which makes no sense. You would think that you'd be rusty on your first game on, but I've won almost every single one of my first games on in the past week.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. I also, last night I played some League of Legends, which is not a game that I would ever thought that I would try out. But I tried it out. I tried it out with one of my friends, and it is very, very hard. You gotta like, cause it's not WASD, it's QWER, and then like TY, and it's crazy, but it's so complicated. It was really cool.
Well done. What else? What are you wanting to do this summer? You got a summer. We talked about school. We got summer coming up.
Yeah.
What do you want to accomplish this summer?
I want to hang out with friends.
That's a great idea.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Have a couple of fires.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I'm looking to have, even though our end of the year party might not even happen.
Why?
Because we go on vacation the first weekend. And usually we have...
No, we go on vacation the week after. So your last day of school is that Friday.
Yeah.
We go on vacation a week from then. So
okay.
So the last day of school is Friday. You could do it Friday night or Saturday night that weekend. That's what I figured we would.
Oh, okay. Is that why you guys did that or no?
No.
No.
No, that was not why we did that.
Okay.
We're going on vacation here in about a month. We're going to Alabama, right off the Gulf Shore of Alabama. There's a place called Dolphin Island.
Dolphin or dolphin?
Dolphin.
Okay.
Like it's a pretty long but narrow island right off of Alabama.
Is it shaped like a dolphin?
No, I don't know why it's called that. Maybe there's a bunch of dolphins down there, which I'm hoping is the case because that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So we got a cool house that we rented. So we'll be staying there for a week in the middle of June. None of us... I've been through Alabama before, so that is not a state that I need to add to my list, but everybody else does need to add it. So we wanted to go to the beach for the vacation, but we didn't want to do a beach that we have done before, like Florida or whatever else, North Carolina, South Carolina.
Yeah.
So we ended up off a recommendation from somebody at work, said, hey, Dolphin Island down in Alabama Gulf Shore is super cool. So that's where we're going.
Coolsies.
That's going to be fun. That'll be in a month. That'll be we didn't take a real big vacation last year, so we're definitely due for a good vacation this year. Although I want to get back out and use our tent out down at Red River Gorge.
I'm not looking to camp again.
Oh, you're gonna we're gonna go to Red River Gorge at least one time this weekend or summer.
I'm okay with going to Red River Gorge. I don't want to make like a big trip like for a week like we've done the last couple times. It's just gotten old. I like camping. And I like doing the Red River Gorge stuff where I can just climb on anything. Yeah. But I don't like camping as much as you guys do.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, the camping part itself is not...
Especially when it's like 6 hours away. Like how... What was the last one that we went to with everyone?
That was Miami Whitewater, I think.
How far away was that?
That wasn't very far. Like an hour away.
Well, okay, there was one that was like 4 hours away or something like that. And it was kind of farther away. I didn't like that. I liked it being closer, because that's why I like Red River Gorge. That's like an hour away.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours away, Red River Gorge is.
Well, it's in Kentucky, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's not too far.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite places in the world is Red River Gorge. Yeah. I love that place. That's awesome. So, let's see. What else? Any more fun questions to come up with?
I don't think so.
Man. What's your dream car?
Oh, my.
Seriously, like when you turn 16, if you could have any vehicle in the world, just
a Tesla car
given to you,
any Tesla car,
that would be cool.
But I would only want it if by that point UDF also had electric stuff, because Tesla's electric.
Well, you would need to get an electric jack installed at your house.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know people did that.
Yeah, most people that own electric cars have a jack installed like in their driveway so that it.
So then overnight it just charges.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, Tesla car.
You know, there's a technology that they've started using, like to where it's a certain way that they can pave a road, and when an electric car drives over top of it, it recharges the battery in the car based on it just driving across the road.
So I'm guessing it's like the wheels are like also electromagnetic.
It's like some type of like conductive, yeah. Like, I just think that's like so cool.
Yeah, there's probably wires
like
inside
if all of the
wheel.
Roads were that way everywhere, then
they
like all the electric cars would like
all roads would just be pitch black.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool stuff.
You could use that with like solar energy, and all the roads just become solar panels.
If you could go and live on any planet for one day, and you wouldn't die, like if it's a super hot or a super cold planet or whatever, like you're prepared for that. You have like the proper attire to somehow allow you to live. But if you could go onto a planet for one day and walk around and explore that planet, which one would you pick?
Mars. No. Saturn. Because of its big ring.
Yeah, those were exactly the two I was thinking of. Like, what if you could like somehow get like onto the ring and like run around on the ring? That would be super cool. But Mars would be awesome too.
Isn't the ring just debris?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't actually be able to walk on it.
Yeah. Well, we're playing very hypothetically here, so Mars would be cool. It'd be cool to see Earth from Mars.
Since we also aren't that far away from going to Mars too, so.
Yep. The little Mars rover's been going at it for a couple years now.
Yeah.
What else?
I don't know.
If you could live anywhere on Earth for 1 week, where at
LA.
on Earth? L.A.? God, what a terrible
There's so
answer.
much stuff in
Ew.
LA to do.
Oh, God. With all of the fascinating places in this world, you could go see, like, the biggest mountain in the world or all kinds of crazy cool stuff. You could go see the pyramids, but you want to go to L.A. because there's an esports scene there? Come on, man.
Yup.
Better answer.
Actually, I think I can't remember what RCS Season 7 is. But those tickets are on sale. Wink, wink, wink.
Shut up.
You know what else is on sale?
What?
Logic tickets for the 2 days after my birthday.
How about that?
Or the day on my birthday, we could go to Toronto.
No.
How far away is Toronto?
I don't know. Let's map that real
I
quick.
feel like that isn't too far away, right?
Well, I've been there before. I'm gonna guess it's about 6.
That's not too far away to go to a
6
Logic
or
concert.
7 hours or so.
Especially on my birthday.
But also, it's a lot harder to get into Canada than
Yeah.
it is. Almost 8 hours, 7
Oh.
hours and 44 minutes.
See,
is
that's
what it
not
says.
too bad. That is not too bad.
Like where we went on vacation up in Michigan just a couple weeks ago, like we weren't too far from Toronto at that point.
Yeah.
But you gotta have a passport and everything like that, and we don't have any of that crap.
Well, there's still a couple months, so.
Okay.
Or we could go to, I can't remember. There's another one. I don't think it's Columbus, but it's somewhere around here.
Cleveland was the
Cleveland.
closest on that image that you sent.
But that's like
Cleveland
in
or
September
Detroit.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it about Logic? Like why Logic?
Because he's a good rapper, and I just love his music.
Is it what he's rapping about? It's how he's rapping? Is it?
Sometimes what he's rapping about just isn't, because he has a really shady like life. How his childhood was very, very awful.
Yeah.
So and he talks about that.
And you can't
a
relate
little-
to that because you had such a great childhood.
Yeah. But there's been a lot of times where he just like repeated like the same exact line in multiple different songs. He was just like, okay, we get it. Or like he's talked about being biracial before, and like everybody gives him crap about being biracial because he looks super duper white.
Yeah.
So like, but he said before like it's not a Logic project if he's not talking about being biracial. So, which is like it's not true, but it also is true because he always talks about it.
Okay.
But I love his music. It's really good. Good beats, all that kind of stuff.
How did you discover Logic?
Rick and Morty is actually how I discovered Logic.
At the end of the Noob episode?
No, the Logic is from the Saw kind of episode with all the.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Wait.
That's the Vindicators episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where.
Yeah, 'cause at the end he raps.
At the end is when Morty like watches that video of Rick being like, "I love you and thank you for being there for me," and he thought he was talking about Morty, but he was talking about Noob, the little Noop or Noob, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then they went to then Rick planned that big concert at the end, and he booked Logic.
Yeah.
And then the episode ended with, because Logic was rapping about Noob. And then the very last line of the episode was Morty saying, or it was Rick saying, "Who the F is Noob?" He didn't even remember the whole thing. And then Morty looked at him like, "Oh my god." That was one of my favorite Rick and Morty moments.
Yeah. And then it was like March 26th on that last year's when his Bobby Tarantino 2 album came out. And Rick and Morty had a video that announced that.
Okay.
And he has said that like.
So what is like Dan Harmon or Justin Roiland like buddies with Logic, or like, what's the connection there?
He went out to him because Logic had said that he's a huge fan, and if he would love to play any character, even if he has one line on the show, and that would make his day and like all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
And then they got him, and then he was like, "Hey, to repay you, we'll announce my new album." And then I saw that on my YouTube one day, and I was like, because by this point, 1-800, the huge suicide song had already happened.
How big is Logic? Like
he
in the music world, like is he played on like radio, like on
No.
pop radio? Is he?
Cause he's not a pop artist,
But he's not
so,
considered like underground. Like I'm
No,
familiar
he's
with like
not.
the underground rap
No.
world to a point, and like I know he's not a part of that because I mean he just put out a song with Eminem, right?
yeah, with his new album.
So I mean he's got to be pretty popular to be able to do a song with Eminem.
But he's not like big popular like.
But like I'm not going to turn on Q102 or
No.
Kiss 10 whatever, and
Yeah,
like that's not going to play Logic
No.
on there.
He's kind of. I'm not completely like known how Eminem was with his like Slim Shady LP, like with radio versions of like that kind of stuff. If he was too big that way, but in my mind, I feel like he's kind of like that. Like he says good topics, but how he expresses them is not appropriate for radio.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So-
Eminem wasn't appropriate for radio.
Yeah, but there were radio versions of stuff.
Yeah.
So, which completely ruins most of Eminem's songs.
I disagree with you on his very first single, My Name Is. There was like the MTV version and the radio version was a censored version, but like it didn't just like beep or like pause out the word that was being censored. Like it completely he changed the words completely.
That's what happened
And
with
some of the words to My Name Is specifically, the censored version was even funnier. Like the Hi Kids, Do You Like Violence?
Yeah.
The censored version of it was Hi Kids, Do You Like Primus? And I love Primus, so that worked out very well for me.
But for like Guilty Conscience, because on the like deluxe version it has the radio version. I listened to that, and it cuts out stuff, but it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I mean, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Screw censored music for
Yeah.
sure. But I don't know. I'd rather like the Eminem like change the words to something else funny approach is better than just like censoring the word.
There are some songs, cause like at our dances that we have at school, like there will be songs that he'll put on, and there are some people who don't even try to censor stuff, and they literally just cut it out completely, and there's just no audio for about 2 seconds while they say stuff.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But it's at a school function, so
Yeah,
I understand
exactly.
that. What else?
I don't know. What have
So
you been
what?
listening to?
That's for the Unknown Music podcast we talk
That's
about on
not
there.
what we're talking. That's not what the next episode of that is.
2 years ago today, Chris Cornell died, the singer of Soundgarden and Audio Slave. So that's in Temple of the Dog.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. 2 years ago that happened. Crazy it's been 2 years already for that. So I'll definitely be rocking some Chris Cornell and some Soundgarden this weekend. And then yesterday was the 20th anniversary of the Flaming Lips Soft Bulletin album, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. One of, maybe not my very favorite Flaming Lips album, but it's probably like tied for first or second or whatever
Yeah.
with Yoshimi. Those are both fantastic albums. So I'll be listening to a lot of Soft Bulletin this weekend as well. I remember, so it's like mid-May now, which is when Soft Bulletin came out, and I was a big Flaming Lips fan then. And I remember, I don't know what made me remember this until I read yesterday that the album was 20 years old. So I remember when I was turning 18, which is like when this album came out, because I turned 18 like in June. I turned 18 in June of 1999, and this album came out in May of 1999. And I remember my then girlfriend, now wife Liz, like she threw me this big 18th birthday party. Like we went to Sharon Woods and like had all kinds of fun times and whatnot. And I remember we took a little CD boombox with us, and what I was listening to that whole birthday party that year was the Flaming Lips Soft Bulletin, because it was new and I was still like, getting to know the album and stuff. And that's such a good album.
Yeah.
You like the Flaming Lips, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like most of that kind of music. Afghan Wigs, Flaming Lips. What's the other one?
Eels is what you said earlier. You
When
felt like
I don't like Eels though.
the
but
Flaming Lips and Eels.
What's the other one? That's not Afghan Wigs, but
I don't know, man. There's a million.
oh my goodness, I know that I'm gonna remember the second we go off air. But I
What
don't,
do
I
they
don't know
sing? What do they
it is.
sound like? Somebody I like.
I don't. It sounds like Flaming Lips.
Okay.
I
I don't know.
don't.
Nobody sounds like the Flaming Lips, in my opinion.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I've been listening to a lot of Logic. I've been listening to his new album,
Gotcha.
which is very good.
10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10.
8
Where do you
out of
put
10.
8 out of 10. Does
Yeah.
he have a 10 out of 10?
Yeah, Under Pressure, his first album.
Okay.
And that always sucks so much when the first album is the best one.
What if Logic did a special guest appearance with a band that I like? Who would you like to see Logic work with? Like combine your world and my world. Like like you want to see like Tool and Logic do a song together, like Guar and Logic do a song together.
Guar and Logic would be freaking hilarious. Or freaking like Green Jello and Logic.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Green Jello is releasing a new music video today.
Oh no.
Called Silence of the Sponge. It's a new song that I haven't heard, that they haven't released yet.
So
apparently
like
it's
Silence
like
of the Lamb
with
whatever?
SpongeBob. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that comes.
We should watch that once.
Yeah.
Once that comes out.
It should be today. They've been hyping it for like a month. Like nobody hypes a new music video, but like Green Jelly's been hyping this music video for like a month.
You know who
It's
has some
ridiculous.
really good music videos? Logic.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
does it have
good.
SpongeBob in it?
No, but they talk about really good topics.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
If you could only eat at one
Oh
restaurant.
my goodness, we are dragging out this segment so
If
much.
you could only eat at one restaurant for a week straight, and that would be all that you eat. You have to eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or you don't eat. Which restaurant would you pick?
Skyline.
Oh, God. I'd be crapping for 5 years. If I had to eat Skyline for a week, I wouldn't survive. I don't think I would. I'd poop myself to death within
But
that
I would
week.
get like something new each time.
Yeah.
Like even though I probably would get a burrito a lot.
Yeah.
Cause that's 21 meals.
Even more so than pizza?
Well, pizza would make me sick if I eat that much pizza.
Okay.
But Skyline, it doesn't affect me.
Like
as
if Tiger
much.
was sitting here right now, pizza would for sure be his number one answer.
I can eat pizza all day, but I cannot eat pizza for a week straight. I cannot eat 21 meals of pizza.
Yeah.
Do you see that quick math?
Yeah. 3 times 7. That's not too hard. What else?
Okay. We should just
Are we
end
done
it.
with the
Yes,
stupid questions?
end it.
All right. I was kind of having fun with it.
I know, but at the beginning of the episode, we had no idea what we were talking about, and then all of a sudden, we just keep adding and adding, and we've almost been gone this for an hour.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if all of a sudden an hour-long clouds.
Tiger said you're right. See? He knows.
Yeah.
We know. I mean, Tiger's the pizza dude, man.
Yeah. Pizza is really good.
It's because he's such a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. I think.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Not because
go-
pizza's good.
Yeah, they go hand in hand. Like if you're that.
That's
big
probably
of-
what he would live for cartoon.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a good one too. Living in
Yeah.
the Turtles world, that would be super
Yeah.
cool. Getting to ride around in the Technodrome? Is that what it was called? The big one from back in the day.
I don't freaking know.
God, you're fired.
What about like Voltron?
Yeah, I mean that'd be cool too. I don't know as much about Voltron, but it
It's
would
like,
be cool.
that would be okay.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be fun to live in like any of those worlds for a day or two, but I'm not super familiar with Voltron.
It just reminded me of Voltron because that's in My Name Is by Eminem. It says Voltron.
He does.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think.
Like I watched Voltron when I was a kid, and I had some of the toys and stuff, but I don't really remember a whole lot about it.
Something like Voltron, blast you with my shoulder missiles. Something like that.
Gotcha.
Oh my goodness.
How about The Simpsons? They wrapped up season 30 the other night.
Goodness.
And the season finale of season 30 was their lowest rated episode of the show's history. So that kind of sucks.
Especially for season 30. Like,
yeah.
that sucks.
But I mean,
it's
they're
funny
already.
that we still only watch season 1 through 14. I think that's so funny that we still only watch that.
And but they're already renewed for like 3 more seasons, so it doesn't matter that
They're not going to
getting
end
lowered.
anytime soon.
Well, Al Jean tweeted after the finale this past Sunday night, and he said that's a wrap on season, or that 30 season. He said 30 seasons down, we're halfway there, or something like that to that effect. Somehow alluding that they were like going to be 30 more seasons. Tiger says, I bet the Technodrome is very clean compared to the sewer. Probably.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of Ninja Turtles and video games, you know those arcades that they sell like at Walmart? They're called One Up, I think is the company that's making them. They've made like the Street Fighter one. They've made like Atari Classics or whatever. Yeah. Now there's a Mortal Kombat trilogy out that has Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I want that so bad. Like it's always been a dream to have a Mortal Kombat 2 arcade for me. Like that's something I've always wanted. But it's way too expensive to own one of those. So this is a realistic way of having that, and I think that'd be super cool. And then speaking of Turtles, there's a rumor that they're making a Turtles arcade game one, and that they're making a Simpsons arcade one also.
That Simpsons arcade is one of the best games I've ever played.
So is the Turtles. Like both of those are
like the X-Men one.
Yeah. Oh man, could you imagine if the one-up company that's making these little arcades made an X-Men one that had like the dual screen, like the one that 16-bit does?
Yeah.
Like if they build it to where, because you need like multiple player boards, you need like 6 players.
6 of them, and then it's the big screen.
So if they would make like a double wide, like a double size of their size, the arcades they make now,
we wouldn't be able to fit that.
No, I mean I wouldn't really have room for it. No, but they're shorter. Like they're only 4 feet tall. These ones are. They sell like little bases for them that you can like sit them on, so that they sit up more at a more normal height. But Simpsons arcade and Turtles arcade and that MK arcade, like I would absolutely love to own those things, but I don't think we have anywhere in the room, any room in the house for that kind of stuff.
I just realized it's a really freaking good idea for our stream.
Tyler needs to move out, and then I can turn his room into an arcade.
God. We need to put that chat in the middle of us, because there's always a little section in the middle of us that like
That's what Kyle does.
I never do this. I'm always back here, and there's that little middle section. We can put that chat right there.
On Iconoclash, Kyle has the chat behind him, so like as people are like Facebook chatting, because he does his on Facebook Live, then like the comments that people make are behind them, and that's
then
pretty
they
cool.
can also see that we saw, because there's a lot of times where
it makes it more like interactive, like that person like feels like they're a part of the show because
if anybody else isn't looking at the chat but they're looking at the stream, they'll see that you're interacting.
Yeah, we'll figure out how to do that as well. So I don't know, let's wrap it up, I guess, right?
Yes.
Or let's see, we'll just roll with this. I'm not going to start a new segment for it. So
okay. That's our show.
That's our show for today.
That's always how it ends. Yep. That's our show.
So we had fun today.
I'm almost tired.
It went from having no idea what to talk about to just randomly talking about 50 different pointless things. I don't know. I enjoyed it though. We're going to work on getting this green screen looking even better back here. We're going to get some cool stuff back there. We're going to get new webcam here soon. We're still working on kind of upgrading all of our cool stuff
here. If
here.
you don't buy a new webcam soon, I'm going to buy a new webcam. Because especially since I'm starting to stream and do all kinds of things more, make videos more, I need a better webcam. Yeah. we need a better one.
We'll look into that. Maybe we can like kind of split the cost on it since we're both going to use it. We're still trying to think of kind of new ways to kind of reinvent Howdy Radio. We wanna.
If you have any ideas, you should like tweet us.
Put them in the chat. We'll see those in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Or tweet at Howdy Inc. is probably your best way to go about it. I was thinking like, I wanna maybe do something that's like not just live streaming like this. I was thinking maybe something more like being the elite. Or something like...
I don't think we would ever have the consistency of being the elite. Like, I know that they are also a lot busier than we are.
Yeah, I know.
But, like, I feel like we aren't that creative of people to be able to do a kind of web show like that.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun to, like, kind of do more, like, video editing type stuff and whatnot. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a good point.
Because that's not Howdy Radio. That's Howdy Show. So, because I want to do something new at Howdy Radio, which is a talk show, but we just need to add more aspects into it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So, because we even kicked around the idea of like possibly ending Howdy Radio the next generation and starting something new. But what you're saying is that you don't want to do that, right? You want to continue Howdy Radio TNG as a thing.
I don't know, because I like it, but at this point I just feel like it's been dragged on some. I feel like 50. I feel like if we end on like 58, I'll be pretty freaking disappointed.
Which is why I kind of want to figure it out now, because if we want to do something different, then I'd like to wrap it on episode 50. I'd like to say we have 50 episodes of this show, and then maybe.
Which still, I don't think anybody on Howdy anything will ever beat that. Unknown, I don't think.
Yeah, totally.
I don't think you guys will ever beat 50 episodes, because this took us almost 3 years to do.
And I'm super proud of what we've done. And if we call it a day at episode 50, I would be still very proud of that. And then maybe 2 years down the road, we could start it back up again.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
we might start doing something else and then be like, all right, well, let's do Howdy Radio again. And we could start at 51 and just
If we know,
go
I
from
could
there.
be in college and we could be doing that kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
with more web kind of show.
Mhm. Yeah, I think there's all kinds of cool ideas that we could do there. But
And then I
as
would have a
far as
lot
in-
more to talk about because I would be doing college things.
mm-hmm. You'd be like, oh, I got really drunk last night and I passed out and I didn't take my exam.
Yeah.
That's probably what'll happen.
And then you'll cut it and be like, why didn't you take your exam?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's how that'll work.
Ooh, what if you guys make it the end of season 1?
Yeah, so Taggart's saying, maybe at episode 50, just call that season 1. And
That's a long season.
that is a long season.
Like some Game of Thrones season thing.
No, their seasons are like 6 or 8 episodes.
I
or
know, but
something.
it takes a while. But it always, and unlike like this last season, it's the only season that has been like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mhm.
Like all the other seasons, because it's a bit. That's why it took them so long, because the guy didn't make anything.
Right.
The guy didn't make the book, so it took him so long. to
Hopefully
put up
everybody
the last
enjoys the big finale of Game of
Yeah.
Thrones tomorrow night. I haven't kept up with this show.
Did
but-
you watch like the first like season or
I think
something?
I got
with
through
Mama?
about the first season. Maybe not even quite through the entire first season, and I kind of lost interest. I kind of wish I would have stuck with it at this point.
because of how big it is now. And
Yeah. And I mean,
Tyler-
everybody's super excited about watching the finale. I think I probably will watch the finale tomorrow night. Liz's sister Gretchen is in town for the week, so they're super happy that Liz and Gretchen are gonna get to watch it together because they're both like super fans to the
Yeah.
millionth degree. So I'm happy that they get to experience it together and get to watch it like
Yeah.
that.
Tyler's starting to watch.
But then
it.
now I'm thinking maybe I'll sit there and watch it with them too, just because
Yeah.
just to be a part of their thing.
Yeah.
But then also that's the time that we've been doing the Unknown Music Pod also, so
Yeah.
I might do that instead.
And we also have. I also want to watch Money in the Bank. That's on Sunday.
How about Bray Wyatt's new mask?
It looks freaking creepy.
This Firefly Pee Wee
Funhouse.
Herman thing he's got
Yeah.
going on is kind of cool, and I read that like this is all his writing. Like he's the one that came up with this. He's the one that's doing it all. Like he doesn't have the writers coming up with this stuff. He's actually being given freedom to come up with it. And imagine that, it's cool.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought
It's
if
really
you gave a
freaking
really
cool.
talented
I love Bray
wrestler
Wyatt so
creative
much.
control, then they could come up with a cool gimmick. WWE has forgot that in the last 15
Yeah.
years. That
I love Bray Wyatt. I've always
Yeah.
loved his persona.
for sure. I love what he's doing.
His
right
stuff
now.
with Dean Ambrose a couple years ago, that stuff was so freaking cool.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that he's doing something different. I'm sure it'll probably end up kind of coming back to where he was at some point, but
Yeah.
it's super cool. All right, man. Anything else?
Not that I think of.
Cool. That's a good episode, I
Yeah.
think. Thanks, Taggart, and thanks, Smoothie, for stopping by the chat room. Sorry I didn't have it open at first. But if you guys have any cool ideas for, like, something that we could do, let us know, because you guys are good with coming up with ideas also. Go to howdyinc.com for pretty much everything is on there. I'm going to work on redoing that website also and make that a little bit better since we got so much stuff going on now.
Yeah.
Go to the Unknown Pod. Subscribe there. You can get the Unknown Pod and the Music Pod all in one. That'll be changing here soon too, though. We'll probably end up with a new website for the Music Pod, I think.
Also, I'm going to plug in my YouTube because
Yeah,
I've been
of course.
starting to do more with it. Go subscribe and put on the bell notification on Midder316, capital MIDDER 316. I just posted a new Apex video of me not being too good at it, and there are multiple videos being edited at the moment.
When you have like a new live stream or something new that you're posting, like kind of just forward me the URL to it, and then I'll use the Howdy Inc. Twitter and be like, hey, check out Lane playing this game.
I was thinking about posting like the link.
I mean, I got a few
into
hundred
the
followers
group chat.
on there that'll at least like
I was thinking
possibly check it
about
out.
putting it into the group chat. But you guys really usually when I post like something from Twitch or something on there, you guys usually don't watch it, and I have to actually show it to
sometimes.
you.
Every once in a while I will. I mean, if I don't have anything going on at the moment, like I can click it. But I mean, if I'm at work and you send out a Twitch link, like no, I don't check it out then. But I've definitely checked them out before. But yeah, like Violent J of ICP, he does that to get his kid. He plays Fortnite and streams it. So Jay will like tweet out like, "Hey, my kid is playing Fortnite. Go watch him play Fortnite," and I'm hanging out in the chat. So it's a cool way.
So he kind of,
yeah.
hey, maybe you could do that with me.
So yeah, so he'll get like, all the ICP fans will like come because they want to chat with Violent J in the chat room.
But it also
But
helps.
it also boosts his kid, and like, his kid gets more views and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's cool that he does that.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing too, like thinking about doing something new, like the video game streaming thing is kind of an obvious answer, but like I don't think that's something I want to do. Like I don't know that there's enough longevity there. I don't know. And if I did it, I think I'd want it to be like Nintendo and Sega Genesis games, not Apex. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or checking out new games, or like some 2-player games that we can play locally. Like those kind of stuff that none of us have played.
Yeah.
Like A Way Out. Like that's a great kind of game that we could play.
Mm-hmm.
But also, is there a way that we could dual monitor with that monitor over there?
Maybe.
Okay. I was thinking about it, especially when I'm streaming, because I can never see the chat. And I was like, oh, maybe we could set up that monitor over here, and we could dual monitor it.
Well, eventually I need to get that Mac hooked up to that monitor over there. As of right now, I need to buy an adapter to make that happen.
But until then, do you think we
But maybe until then, yeah. I've never had a dual monitor set up before.
Douglas's dad, because he worked like on a computer, he has 3 monitors, and it looks so freaking cool.
Yeah. But this one is HDMI, and that one is VGA. I don't know if you can just plug them both in. I don't know how that... I really have honestly no idea how that works.
Are they both OG?
No.
Okay.
No. In the grand scheme of things, what I'd kind of like to accomplish is to get a new monitor for here and then move this one over there, because this one just isn't big enough. Like, I've seen a couple, like, 29-inch monitor. Okay, anyway, I don't know why we're talking about this on the air, at least.
This is so the outro, so press that big stop button.
We don't know what we're doing anymore. Go to howdyinc.com.
Yes.
theunknownpod.com. Follow Howdy Inc. on Twitter. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Captain Howdy 1027 CAPTHOWDY 1027 Lane.
Follow me on YouTube, Midder316, capital MIDDER 316, and that's it. Or actually also on Twitch, capital LAYNE 1113. I don't even know how to say my own name.
Right on, man. One more question before we go. If you could be the guest star on anybody's podcast, who would it be?
The Misfits. Not the Misfits you know.
I was going to say, I didn't know the Misfits did a podcast.
It's there's a group of YouTubers that I watch that are really freaking funny.
Okay.
And Tyler also watches them, and that would be freaking hilarious.
Gotcha.
Really fun.
I would either like to sit down and have Mark Maron interview me, or I'd like to do an episode of Smodcast with Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier. Both of those would be pretty fun. Probably Kevin Smith.
You and Kevin Smith have a lot in common.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's my answer is Smodcast.
Yeah.
I'd like to do an episode with Kevin Smith. Cool. But thanks for checking out our podcast with our cool clouds behind us.
Yeah.
That's what those are, by the way, in case you can't tell.
If they've been watching the whole entire time, it said clouds 10-hour long.
That's right. Oh, it's 10 hours worth of clouds?
Yeah.
I didn't see the 10 hours. I was hoping I was going to switch to something else. Cool. Thanks for...
It switches to one of your Buckethead videos.
That's what it should have been the whole time.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks for checking out the show, everybody.
Yeah.
Tell all your friends that they should listen. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Later.
Alrighty. I don't know. We gotta do a stupid intro. What are we gonna say? We don't know what to talk about this episode, which would be our 25,000th time of saying that. Do you think, like... Okay, first of all, this is bothering me. Do you know that? You see the audio input thing? You see the bar?
All right. I got an idea.
Okay, you see the blue bar underneath the audio? Put that down to about half. There we go. Okay. It's bothering me because every time you talked regular, it went all the way to the yellow. And it was bothering me a lot because that meant it was very, very loud.
Okay. Let's see.
I love that I do that. Literally, the whole entire lamp just shakes. Like that lamp just. Wait.
What are
Oh.
you gonna say?
I don't know.
Fuck. I mean, fudge.
I mean, fudge popsicles. What? I don't know. Why are you looking at me?
If you're not watching this on the live stream, then you are missing the really cool clouds behind us. No, that's not good, is it?
Yeah.
What else?
Like, could somebody tell us what we should do for the end of the show? Something like that? I don't know.
Here, I got it. The one thing that we need to change about Howdy Radio is these stupid intros.
I thought you were about to exit. You almost exited it. I'm so tired. Oh.
Alright, so I'm going to stop streaming, right?
Go.
Goodbye, stream.